Hi everyone, I'm Sean McFall, a spatial analyst with Trout Unlimited, and today I'm going to show you how to get oriented with the Fishing Trip Planner and Conservation Atlas through the ArcGIS online mapping tool. First, let's navigate to the Wild Steelheaders website. So once you've gone to the Wild Steelheaders website, we're going to go to the Conservation Atlas here, click on it, scroll on down and locate the map. You can click on this and the map will load. Note that depending on your internet connection, it may take a long time to load, though here it's rather quick. First, let's start out with the zooming in and zooming out functions. So you can zoom in using these buttons by clicking on them, but you can also use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out too. Now, if you want to go back to the default extent of the map when it loaded, you can click on this little house icon. The next button over is the legend, so if we want to know what information is on the map means what, we can see here. So we can see this green area over in the west is protect area under the conservation strategy. Next, we can go to layers. And note that the checkboxes mean the layers are turned on. Different layers have sub-layers, which you can navigate to with this arrow on the right. And you can turn the layers on and off here. Next, we have our base maps. So note there are many different kinds of base maps to suit your needs. You can even find topography here. But for our uses right now, we're just going to turn on the imagery base map. Next, we have the overview function. So this is an additional map that shows you where you are in a much more zoomed out perspective. Note that this changes depending on your scale. So we'll go back to default extent and start going through the measuring tools. So here you can measure the area, distance, and the location, or really just the coordinates of a certain spot that you can click on. But for now, we're just going to use the distance tool. So let's figure out the length of this chunk of river. So I click a few points along the length of the river, and then double click to end, and then we have 8.5 miles of length using that tool. Next, we have the details section. This gives a lot of the information behind all the different layers that are used within this map and links so you can explore that information. Next, we have the share button. So if you want to share your map on social media, you have many options to do so. You also have a map link that you can directly share, or you can embed the map in your own website or blog too. Finally, we have the search function. So if you're interested in a certain spot, starting off in a certain spot, finding a certain spot, just type in the area of interest. So what I'm going to do is look for a specific river. It auto-generates an option for me. It found it. Now I'm going to zoom in on it using the accompanying zoom in button here. And voila, I found the river. Alright, well hopefully you feel oriented with the mapping application now. If you want some more detail about how to use these tools, there are a couple links below in the video description.